Hey, what up? It's the end of the year, and now it's time to talk about my top 10 singles of 2023. But before we get to that, let's go through 5 honorable mentions. Ice Cold Zell Freestyle was released alongside the first single for Denzel Curry's upcoming project Blood In Blood Out Reloaded, which is a sequel to the 2020 DJ mix called Blood In Blood Out Mix, uploaded exclusively to his YouTube channel. This song is a fast-paced banger, seeing Denzel Curry and ICECOLDBISHOP going back and forth trading bars, dropping quotables every other second. Before hearing this song, I had only heard of ICECOLDBISHOP one time before on his song Focus, and I absolutely love that song, so I was happy to be further introduced to him through this one. Denzel Curry is taking us back to that grimy sound where his career originated, and because of that, this next era of Denzel is shaping up to be one of my favorites. A Riot in Hell's Kitchen was released as one of the 2 singles from Mondo the Alien's upcoming 2024 album, so you guys have to be on the lookout for that. New Mondo album? Come on, it's gonna be classic. I've heard it. This track sees Mondo the Alien and toreé coming together to make a beautiful song that feels like I'm just walking down the busy streets with my headphones in, just people watching. Mondo the Alien's verse has her rapping melodically about the failures of America, the church, and her internal battles over the self-produced instrumental. After Mondo's verse, toreé comes in so naturally over Mondo's production, paying respects to Doom and rapping about his battles with opening up, his self-image, growing up, and much more. But for real, you guys gotta keep a lookout for that Mondo album. Mint Chocolate is the second single ever from 1999 Write the Future, the art collective spearheaded by 88 Rising. This song was produced by BADBADNOTGOOD, so you know it's about to be like the most beautiful jazz performance you've ever heard. And then Westside Gunn comes in gliding on the live production so smoothly, transitioning into the second verse from Conway, with him just casually dropping one of his best verses of the year. Not even to mention the cool ass cover art feeding into the 90s nostalgia like 1999 Write the Future is known to do. Doublin Back is the first of the 2 collaborations between I Love You So Much and zombAe that came out this year. This song opens up with a braggadocious verse from I Love You So Much, where she's just riding the beat, talking her shit, and letting us know how much money she has and will continue to make. And then next up on verse 2, we have zombAe delivering one of my favorite features of the year, using her vocal inflections to really just amplify her verse to another level. I just love the flow that she does on the last 4 bars of her verse, especially, and plus there's a Ronnie Radke diss in this verse, like, how could you not love this? Crash Blossoms just proves to be one of the most consistent groups when it comes to quality and quantity. It's really inspiring to just watch them just keep growing. North was the 3rd and final single for ItsDisbelief's album, Stellar. ItsDisbelief comes in on this plug beat to make a song that is like nothing else in his current discography. Dis glides in on the instrumental for the first verse of this song, rapping about his fear of his future with his job, financial problems, long-distance friendships, and much more. Using this concept of going north as an analogy for like a Nirvana-like state of being. Just like finally being at rest, you know? OkayKirk comes through with a beautiful hook and verse that just fits the spacey atmosphere of the instrumental so well. And last but not least, Lucyen on verse 3 just rounds out the song perfectly, making for just such a good experience. And a great teaser for the at the time upcoming album. Okay, we're done with the honorable mentions, so let's move on to the reason you guys are like actually here, you know, like the top 10 singles of the year from me. And what better way to start it than at the number 10 spot?
Too much warning. This really want to do. I'll let y'all do what you want to do.
Too Much Game, Kim Possible was a random Lucy that creepysusie decided to drop back in October after originally announcing her new album, which is out now and you should totally go check it out. This song is a clusterfuck in the best way possible, with every element of the song being glitchy, providing the listener with the most interesting groove of the year, which takes a couple of listens to get into, admittedly, but like, once you get into it, you get into it. creepysusie keeps pushing further and further up my favorite artist list with every drop, and Too Much Game just further solidifies everything I love about her music. Not to mention, that song made an appearance at my online music festival Kibblefest, so like, how could I not be a big fan of this? But yeah, next up to the number 9 spot.
Walking this bitch. Enough of this shit. Don't try to chop it up with me, little bitch. Like you think you funny as shit.
Walkin' This Bitch is the first song by Roxy that has a feature on it, and that feature is none other than Cake. This song is short but sweet, scratching all the right itches, from the brain-tickling hi-hats, the unique Roxy and 21 Bunny tags, and the catchy but simple hook. Roxy and Cake's verses show off both of them rapping in a braggadocious and feminine manner, creating such a unique vibe that only these two could pull off. This song is already amazing, but Cake just walks in this bitch with But Cake just walks in this bitch with her distinct and memorable writing just swagging on the beat, changing her delivery through the verse to make punch-in bars that just blends with Roxy's style. And now at the number 8 spot,
when I'm rolling around, try to keep me close, but look how when I needed you the most, you was out. At least
Sentry was the first and only single released for the fabled collab album between Earl Sweatshirt and the Alchemist, Voir Dire, with the song dropping on streaming services the same day the original album was dropped on the NFT website Gala Music. Sentry starts with Earl coming in from the second the song begins, spitting poetry over the beautiful sample loop beat provided by the Alchemist. After Earl finishes his verse, Mike comes in with a single flow and holds it for the entire feature, while keeping his wordplay and lyrics on point, making sure the listeners stay entranced by the loop. Mike's feature on this single just adds on to the insane run that he had last year. With Faith is a Rock, also with the Alchemist, and Burning Desire releasing this year as well, Mike has truly been on a legendary run and shows no signs of slowing down anytime soon. I still wonder whose idea it was to release that album on the NFT website though. Anyways, here's the number 7 spot.
Wait, stop, wait, check, wait, stop, wait.
Stop was the first and only single for the debut project by vinylcat. This song differs from the other songs on this project due to the production provided by Embark, bringing in his signature production style to take this song to the next level. Cake and ItsDisbelief make up the duo that is vinylcat, and they are not lacking on any front on this track. Cake opens up the track by riding the beat with fitting braggadocio lyrics that make you feel like a bad bitch. After Cake's verse, we have the 3-word hook, where they have ad-libs filling it to make for one of the catchiest songs of the year. ItsDisbelief is on the second half of the track, hitting us with an incredibly visual verse, walking us through who he is as an artist, with amazing quotables and ad-libs to back up the energy of this song. But yeah, Cake and ItsDisbelief have a chemistry that's unmatched and just makes for such a powerful duo. Y'all gotta tap in. But I'm sure you've heard of the next song that's actually at the number 6 spot.
Thumbing through a whole nother bag. It's not the old one. Run up on this Rory, I'm clicking.
Palisades, California was the third and final single for the collab album from Larry June and The Alchemist, The Great Escape. Unlike the first 2 singles from this album's rollout, this song has a feature on it with Big Sean. Palisades sees Larry June flowing on one of The Alchemist's most catchy beats to date, utilizing one of my favorite bass lines I've ever heard. I always end up just catching myself humming it throughout the day. After Larry June's stellar first verse, Big Sean comes through to carry the second half of the song, flowing effortlessly, providing one of the best features of his entire career. It's nice to hear Big Sean hungry again. Like with this and the K-Tremine feature, those were both like 2 of his best performances in a while, I think, because he knows he can be great when he wants to be, and I feel like maybe his next album, it might be great, but it's Big Sean, I don't know. But now I'd like to introduce you to the number 5 spot on our list.
Turboline watcher, PG Lane collar, 911 slider, look at my garages, synced up, get the genie.
America Has a Problem was originally released in 2022 as a part of Beyoncé's album Renaissance, but I still wanted to include this remix in my top 10 because of how different the song is from the original. On top of the obvious addition of Kendrick Lamar's amazing feature, you can still hear Kendrick providing ad-libs later in the song, and elements of the instrumental are changed and rearranged, with it just making for an overall different experience than provided on the original album. Now going back to Kendrick's top tier verse, you can tell he really wanted to go all out for Beyoncé, speaking on topics like AI music, the world choosing violence over love, fans thinking they know more than they do about him, reminding us that he creates the public image we see of him. This verse was our first glimpse of where Kendrick is taking his career after his 2022 album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Now on to the number 4 spot. HEADSPACE is the first big single that Benjamin Earl Turner released that was met with a ton of praise due to the amazing music video that he was able to release for this song, where you follow him and his large, awesome friend Habib. That's genuinely all the description that I have to say about it. You guys just have to go watch it. It'll be linked below. This is a beautiful jazz rap song that sees Benjamin Earl Turner overthinking himself and the world, letting the listener dive into his most personal thoughts revolving around suicide, gender constructs, and the years of disservice from the criminal justice system, and much more. He flows on the constantly building beat, never afraid to introduce new elements to keep it interesting. I'm super excited to hear whatever project Benjamin Earl Turner is going to be putting out next year. If it's as consistent with this level of quality, it should shape up to be in my top 10 albums of 2024 list. But anyways, it's time for the top 3. Well, I mean, here's number 3.
Who's doing it on that? Pick up the pace, no time for the cap. Take off the pad and stick out the man. Stand off, let off, 38 rounds in the mag.
Sisyphus was released as the first single for the upcoming collab album from Redboy and ISO3G as their duo alias, ISOBoy. This song opens up with Redboy, for the lack of a better word, tap dancing on the beat, then delivers the most beautiful, serene chorus ever, just to bring it back for verse 2, where Redboy provides the first 10 bars of it, letting ISO come through being adorable on the beat to finish off the full 32 bars, all while they provide ad-libs for each other's parts. Sisyphus was produced by Embark, which also produced Stop by vinylcat from earlier in the list. Embark's unique production style has so much chemistry with Redboy and ISO3G's vocal performance, making them sound perfect over the dreamy beat. The gorgeous cover art was also painted by Redboy himself, as he's known to do this with his other solo projects as well. So I hope it's the same for the ISOBoy album. I'm excited to see what their project is gonna be like, since Redboy and ISO have been working together and seeing each other grow as artists for years. But now it's time for the second moment you've all been waiting for, the number 2 spot on this list.
My chest out, got some shit to really build. Next round, there was the rain with the pain, the winter washed.
Double Trio was the first single from Richie and Parker since the final Injury Reserve album, By the Time I Get to Phoenix, which was a depressing but bittersweet farewell to the group. With that being said, Double Trio is the beautiful establishment of Richie and Parker's future with music together. On Double Trio, we are met with a 6-minute jazz rap classic that always introduces new elements, whether that be Richie's memorable lyrics or Parker's unique production style. Everything about the song is just great. It just serves as the perfect reintroduction to who they are as musicians, setting a new bar that they know that they're going to be able to break, because they're honestly, for a lack of a better term, goated. This song just feels like a precursor to something great, kind of in a similar way to how The Heart Part 5 by Kendrick Lamar was just the foreshadowing for Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. But anyways, I'm just hoping they dropped a project this upcoming year. But you know who else I want to drop a project next year? The people that made the song that's in the number 1 spot. So here you have it, the moment you've all been waiting for, the number 1 spot on my top 10 singles of 2023.
We gon' fuck up the world, excuse me, but is that your girl? If she tell, that's a good referral. Heebie-jeebie talk.
The Hillbillies is the first single from the hip-hop super duo consisting of Baby Keem and Kendrick Lamar. This is a catchy-ass Jersey Club song that people think is worse than Sticky by Drake somehow, and that legitimately makes no sense to me because Sticky by Drake blows. Like, come on. No offense to the drizzlers out there, but your goat was washed on that album, I'm sorry. But anyways, Baby Keem and Kendrick Lamar have some of the best track chemistry I have ever heard. From Kendrick Lamar's ad-libs throughout Baby Keem's verse, to the two of them trading flows, all of this shows off that familial bond that they share. Baby Keem and Kendrick Lamar ride this Evil Gianni beat with the utmost swag, fitting perfectly over the Bon Iver sample this beat utilizes. This song shows the world the more fun side of Kendrick, in comparison to his main projects, which that usually isn't the main focus. It's also so cool that the music video for the song announced the return of Camp Flog Gnaw. That made the Tyler fan in me smile. The Hillbillies is in my number 1 spot because this is probably one of my favorite songs that's ever been released, period. And it totally belongs somewhere in Kendrick's top 10 songs of all time list. That's all I gotta say about it. But yeah, that's my top 10 list plus the honorable mentions. How'd you like it? Do you agree with it? Are you gonna check out the songs? Please check out the songs. There's a lot of artists I know you people have never heard of. I really recommend you go check those out first. Who knows, maybe you'll uncover a gem for yourself. But yeah, overall, just let me know how you felt in the comments below. See you later.